Jericho wins, lessens the champion's chances of keeping the title.
And I know I can beat Hardy.
Hard risk. Hardy, get ready to take a chance.
When you're a WWE superstar, you have to be switched on for the entire duration of the match. One bad move could result in a wrestler injuring themselves or, more commonly, their opponent. So of course it's important for a wrestler to keep an eye on everything that is happening in the ring to avoid injury or even at times death. After all it takes is one simple mistake for injury to occur. Sometimes simply adapting to the situation on the fly can prevent serious injury occurring in the match. Now, whilst we don't have an exhaustive list, we did find 10 more times that WWE wrestlers managed to save each other from injury or even death in the ring. Number 1, Randy Orton smoothly moves the WWE title belt out of the way. When Jinder Mahal pinned Randy Orton to win the WWE title at Backlash 2017, fans were shocked and surprised that a guy who had just been a jobber for his entire WWE run was now the top champion in the company. It was the responsibility of Orton to get Mahal over and to ensure the audience took Mahal seriously. This was an extremely tough task for Orton as the matches with Mahal were met with mixed to negative reviews and Mahal never really seemed like a credible threat. What the feud did achieve, however, was express how good of a performer Orton was and how he was one of the most reliable, smartest and safest workers of all time. These traits were seen during a segment on the April 25, 2017 edition of SmackDown. As during the segment, Orton was attacked by Mahal and the Singh brothers. Orton was about to take Mahal's finishing move out of the Khalas, but just momentarily before he managed to execute the finisher, Orton noticed that he was going to land awkwardly on the WWE title belt, so he quickly kicked the belt away, meaning he nor Mahal would land in an awkward position on the belt and potentially be seriously hurt. Throws out AJ Styles. Edge's return at the 2020 Royal Rumble marked one of the greatest returns in pro wrestling history. However, Edge's return didn't go too well for a former WWE champion. Upon entering the Rumble match, Edge hit a spear on almost everyone in the ring. One of those spears was delivered to Edge, and AJ communicating in this way allowed AJ to prevent further injury, which in a match such as the Royal Rumble would have been extremely likely as everything is going on. Number 3, Baron Corbin saves Dolph Ziggler. Baron Corbin is one of the more polarizing wrestlers of the modern era, with fans either loving him or hating him. However, Corbin is actually one of the safest and smartest workers in the entire company, and there's no better evidence of this than the Money in the Bank 2016 pay-per-view. During a match with Dolph Ziggler, Ziggler attempted to run and jump off the steel steps onto Corbin. Unfortunately, Ziggler slipped, and it looked as if he was going to fall flat on his face. Luckily, Corbin caught the former world champion and turned it into a deep 6. So what could have been a painful injury turned into a great spot, which is a credit to the quick thinking of Corbin. Number 4, Wade Barrett saves Dolph Ziggler. Sometimes in wrestling you have to sacrifice your body in order to save a fellow wrestler from serious injury. And this was seen during a Battle Royal main event on Raw during the build to WrestleMania 28. The injury took place during a spot where Wade Barrett was outside of the ring and the Big Show threw Dolph Ziggler out to Barrett. However, the Big Show threw Ziggler far too hard and it looked like Ziggler was about to smash off the announce table. Fortunately, Barrett managed to catch Ziggler, however, Barrett caught Ziggler at a weird angle which resulted in an injury. During the impact, Barrett dislocated his left elbow and was in excruciating pain. As a result, he would miss almost 8 months of television time due to the injury, but the injury to Ziggler if Barrett didn't catch him could have been a lot worse. Number 5, The Undertaker adjusts the last ride. The Undertaker is well established as one of the greatest of all time, and one of the reasons for this accolade is the fact that he is incredibly professional and has a reputation for being one of the safest wrestlers in the business. This reputation was seen in a match on Raw in 2001 which featured The Undertaker teaming up with Kane to face the duo of Booker T and Test. During the match, The Undertaker was about to deliver his trademark last ride finishing move to Test, but the problem was that this was the first time The Undertaker had delivered the move on someone on the size of Test. This meant that mid-move it looked like Test was going to be dropped on his head and suffer a devastating injury as it was simply far too heavy. But Taker smartly drifted back into the ropes, which allowed both Taker and Test to get their balance, and the move was then executed perfectly.